And we are live. Welcome to the stream. We are joined once again by the lovely Mindy. We also have a very special treat for y'all today, as the Evertrees are in the same location. So we get to see their special siblingness in real time.
Special, all right.
Oh, yeah.
They get just a taste of what we all get at Gen Con this year, assuming it does not get canceled. So, first things first, let's talk about what happened last time on Sunday Friends. Kendall, having recently made a deal with the mysterious goddess of fate, has become a warlock in her name in order to have powers to save Salix and fight what is ahead of him. Salix was kidnapped by the Silence, by a woman who named herself as Maud and then revealed herself to be a Summer Eladrin, though she did not give her true name. This creature, this being, sowed some discord between specific members of the party, as Kiri was called out for their handling of the Godfall, and perhaps made a proclamation that, were they given the chance, they would burn the Evertree Grove to the ground. They met, along the way, a family. The Talstag family. The matron of this family is none other than the famous bard Tessel Talstag. Oh, God. Excuse me. Tessel Talstag, who Devereaux knew of quite well. Tess also explained to the group about a halfling that she had met that she recognized as Devereaux's father. After some not so subtle questioning, Devereaux got some answers, and they all shared a very lovely dinner together. Sunday, friends, the day is coming to an end. The sun has set over the wooded skyline. There's a faint orange burnt umber in the air, and you can smell silence in the air. Quiet, peace. Maybe a hint of rain. What would you like to do?
How long has it been since we had dinner?
How long would you have liked it to have been?
Give or take 4 hours. Are we still there?
Yeah, you are still there at the Talstag residence.
Okay.
In sometime after dinner, I pull Kendall aside real quick and just say very quietly to him, I think we should at least take turns trancing from now on.
Okay. Why don't you go first? And I'll watch.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Where's my yikes card? Anybody else? Devereaux?
Yes, are we staying the night?
Yep.
I mean, this is a question I have. What's the hospitality extension here?
Oh, I already made cot beds. And by cot beds, I do mean there are blankets on the floor, but really that's for the children. And then there are some beds that they're going to have a slumber party.
Oh, good.
But yes, there are some beds in the back. I've got to go make them up, but you are more than welcome to stay as long as you want.
Yeah, as long as we want.
If my adventures are any indication, I don't imagine you'll stay for too long, but as long as you need, you're welcome to stay.
Oh. That's very kind of you. Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I could use a nice long rest.
Well, I've got a room back here just for you, and I'll...
I could definitely use a bit of a trance too. I've got some major bruises forming on my ribs and everywhere else.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, the rooms are back here. They're all really close to each other. You're probably gonna have to share. There's a lot of them, but
that's okay. Kendall and I'll stay in the same room.
We always share anyways.
Sounds great. So there'll be 2 rooms with 2 beds. Well, there are extra beds. There's like 3 beds in one of the rooms, but they're like the little twin size, they're for children.
It's fine. We're just gonna sit.
Kiri fits perfectly. Kiri and Devereaux fit just fine.
Perfect. And this is best guess we've ever had.
Before I go to bed, I'd like to tug on Tess's shirt sleeve.
Oh,
whatever. Tess, if it's not too much trouble, can I ask for 2 things, please?
Assuming that one didn't count as one of the 2 things, sure.
I didn't say if I could ask 2 questions. I said if I could ask for 2 things.
Go ahead.
Could I have... would you mind preparing me some tea for me for when I go to bed? And more important, do you think while I'm getting ready to sleep, could you tell me more about my dad?
Sure, Devereaux, I can do that. What kind of tea would you like?
Whatever you have is fine.
All right. Give me just a minute. I'll go make some tea. It's just a light peppermint tea. I'll bring it back. I'll let you have it. And I will start telling you an over-exaggerated tale of some of the stories that I heard about the dragons that he slayed, that he the death-defying odds that he faced. Wait, that's not how words work. How he defied all the odds and was on this grand adventure. And I will throw in details, some of which are true, some of which are not. Probably never be able to tell which ones are which, but it is a very elaborate, very colorful tale that paints your father in a very heroic light.
I'm just tucked into bed while you're telling these stories, just cradling the warm cup and snugly situated in the blankets.
I will say, when it looks like the tea is done, or it looks like you're starting to doze off, or if you do start to doze off.
Maybe eventually.
Okay.
It would take a while, let's just say. As long as you're talking, I'm probably listening.
So Tess is pretty long-winded. So she'll talk. If she gets the sense, once the tea is gone, she'll probably gently take the mug from you. And she will probably continue talking, probably a little quieter, a little less animation in her voice, more soothing, and kind of like a mom with, she's a mom, but like a mom does with a child, just kind of pushing your hair out of your face. And she'll just eventually lower to a whisper, still talking about your dad. And then she'll hopefully do that until you fall asleep, or she is confident that you can fall asleep easily. And she'll probably give you a kiss on the forehead and leave.
Tess,
Yeah, Dev.
do you think my dad's a good person?
I'll come back to the bed. I will kneel beside it. I will say, I think so. I know you miss him. And if I had to guess, I'm sure he misses you.
You think so?
I used to think the same thing. That I needed to get away from my parents and my brother and just explore the world, and I value the adventures that I had. But I missed them. You can have both. Both can be true. And one day, the scales will tip, and that call to adventure won't quite be enough to outweigh how much he misses you. And I guess then it's up to you whether or not you're ready to welcome him back. Like I said, Dev, home isn't always where you think it is. It took me a long time to figure it out myself. So,
I'm
be
asleep.
patient. Oh, great. Perfect.
Mindy, please take inspiration that you can use for Leona.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Kendall and Salix probably would have heard this. Kiri, if y'all are all in the same room, y'all would have all heard this.
Kendall and Felix are probably in their room, like holding each other and crying right now.
Are y'all, Tess, is this all in the same room or are they separate?
No, there's two separate rooms,
Okay.
but let's be real. The walls are real thin.
Yeah.
And Tess
Felix has a passive perception of like 17.
And Tess isn't, I mean, she was talking quietly, but
Let's just say the doors were open.
and the doors probably remain open as a rule in the Talstag household. So, because the kids cannot be trusted.
Kiri, what are you doing?
So as I see Dev having this sort of moment, I'm gonna sort of let them have it, and I will actually take this opportunity to head outside for a bit and do my, I won't really call them prayers because I don't really think of them that way, but my nightly sort of calling out, burning incense and all that
Let me hear it.
fancy stuff. This is honestly probably something that they do every night. And it's mostly just kind of just talking out into the open air. Definitely using Sylvan because that's their first language and probably the one that the queen uses. It's a little more confident than it used to be. For a long while, it was a sort of thing like asking if the queen is out there, if there's anybody listening. Now it's not quite so much that. There's still a little bit of hesitation, but it's more asking for guidance, not really expecting anything.
Can you do it for me? Can we hear what it sounds like?
Sure.
Not to stop you from your thought, but how far away from the whole house would you go to do this?
Not very far. If there's a clearing, I'm probably just pacing around. Like pacing around in a circle in basically the front yard.
Yep.
Like you could probably watch me from inside.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. Well, I'd like to hear.
Do you speak Sylvan?
Hold on, actually. No, wait, I don't think I do.
I do.
But you're going to bed.
Yes.
I do not.
Okay.
So never mind. Well, I'll watch.
Make an intelligence check.
Kendall's strong suit.
You have a lot of inspiration. You have
Yes,
two
I will
advantages.
I'll use one.
Okay.
That's
Yes, 19.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind, and I'll let you know how much of it you get, because Sylvan and Elvish are very, very close.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kiri.
Oh, what a day. Well, the Evertrees finally found out about their grove. Well, at least they found out what I know, and what I hope I'll tell you one day, but what am I even supposed to do here? I don't understand. Out of all the people I could have possibly met, I happened to just randomly stumble into these hermits. But they're just such beautiful people. I don't want to hurt them. I don't, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. There's just so much. There's so much at stake, and every time I think about just letting this all go, think of somebody else I'm missing from home. And here I am, standing and complaining about missing my home while I told Salix I'd burn hers down. Not a great move. But I guess she deserved to know. Probably better than the alternative, I guess. But, I don't know, if you're... you can hear me, just let me know what to do. I don't know anymore. But I guess I have to have faith. And I will leave my hammer and my shield outside and to come back in.
As you walk towards the door, you set your hammer and your shield down. And the second they leave your grasp, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Add your charisma bonus to it.
Okay. As well as my wisdom modifier?
Yep.
All right.
You have 4 advantages, by the way.
Okay. All right. That's super not great. I'm going to use one of those advantages.
Okay.
Oh, that's super better. That's 16 total.
Okay. You go and you set your shield and your hammer down reverently. These are items you treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave your grasp, and you feel yourself stop for just a moment. As you do, contemplating the intention of what you're doing. As soon as you stand up straight, you take a deep breath in. And the breath that fills your lungs is significantly colder than the spring air outside. You hold it in your chest for a moment. And as you exhale, a cloud of darkness. With that 16, you would recognize this as a blessing. You walk inside.
I walk by, not really looking or making it. Well, where is Kendall? Can I see you as I walk in?
He's upstairs.
Oh, okay, upstairs, sure.
What did I understand?
With what did you roll?
A 19.
Okay. I would say you understand the gist of it. You would understand that it was, there were a lot of words that you didn't quite catch. But you, I think, also make an insight check as well for me, if you don't mind.
Could I suggest that this be made as an advantage? Because Drew's
Sure.
like walking around being very expressive.
Sure. Well, then, if you want to leave the dice out of this in general, Kiri, what do you think that Kendall would have seen?
Kendall would have seen Kiri basically pacing in like a rough oval, being very expressive, like talking with their hand, head basically, going sort of like up as if to speak to the queen and then back down to kind of contemplate the like actual difficulty of what they're saying and like the conflict they're in. So it's very expressive and very animated. And it definitely conflicted. That's probably the majority emotion.
Okay. And Juan Carlos, I will let you use your best judgment on what you understand from that. I trust you.
Okay. Kiri, are you going back inside?
They're inside, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So-
going basically right up to my room. I just didn't know if you were
So-
there.
After Salix went into her trance, I will be standing outside of your door, kind of leaning against the doorway, arms crossed just a little bit, but I don't have a upset expression or anything. Just kind of just waiting for you to walk up.
Are you blocking the door or not?
I'm not, but I'm on the other side of the doorway where you can walk into the doorway, but you can obviously see me standing there waiting for you.
Sure. is just for me.
I stand up straight and I uncross my arms and I just approach you just a little bit. And I have kind of an open stance. And I've kind of lift my arms a little bit just for you to know that I'm offering you a hug.
I'm going in for the hug.
I squeeze you tight and I wrap my hand around your neck and bring you in to my side. And I whisper to you, I'll always care about you. And whatever it is you need, I'll make sure to help you. Why don't you come to our room tonight? You don't have to be alone anymore.
So Kiri, like me, is sobbing right into your shoulder. And wordlessly will follow you into your room.
It is really hard to stay quiet right now.
I'm actually gonna
Yeah, you're telling
wait.
me.
I'm actually gonna wait for you to go into your trance or get comfortable. And I'm gonna go look for Dev in their room as well.
They're sound asleep.
With just every bit of stealthiness and soft touch as possibly I can, I'm gonna try to scoop up Dev and bring them to our room as well.
You do so.
I lay Dev right next to Salix as she's trancing, right next to the bed, and I lay him. So Dev's head is laying on Salix's lap, and I go sit cross-legged next to Kiri. And I wrap my hand around her shoulder, or their shoulder.
It's making me cry, y'all.
Yeah, for fucking real. I will go into my trance with head leaned up against Kendall.
I make sure we're sitting across Salix, so when she comes out of her trance, that's what she sees.
Salix, you would be the first to wake to see what's in front of you 4 hours later after you entered your trance. Do you do anything? I can't hear you.
Unmuted. Feeling extremely confused, but trusting my brother, I will essentially just run my fingers through Dev's hair on my lap until everyone wakes up and think.
Kiri would be the next to come out of their trance. You have about 3 hours until Deborah will wake up. Would you like to just spend the time sitting quietly together, watching Dev sleep?
Would be the first time.
Not at all.
I would say that I'm probably very content and happy with what happened the night before. So I'm probably just in my trance a little bit longer than everybody else.
Yep. Kendall, take inspiration. Devereaux, you wake in a different place this morning than when you fell asleep.
When you open your eyes, Salix is just, running her fingers gently through your hair. Good morning, Dev.
Good morning, Dev.
What are you doing in my room?
Actually, you're in our room.
You're in our room.
We just,
What?
we all wanted to be together.
I look from Kiri and Kendall and Salix in turn, and I am confused as all heck because Is everyone okay?
Not really, but we will be, I think.
Are you okay, Dev?
I mean, slept really well, that's for sure.
I have something I need to talk to you all about. And I've already told Salix, so she knows. And Dev, you know just a bit too. Kiri, I met...
Neil. Is that
Kiri, I met my queen yesterday. Oh. Sorry, did you flash your red? I'm sorry.
Oh no, that was the back. No, we're good.
Okay.
wait.
No, I'm sorry.
And she made me a deal. She made me a deal that I could get my sister back if she gave me powers and if I did something for her. And she wants me to find something. And I know I can't do it alone. But once I find this thing, I have to destroy the Godfall. And I'd understand if you don't want to help. I'd understand if you want to leave, but I need you all. I've always needed Salix, but now I depend on the others. I depend on you, Dev. I depend on you, Kiri. And in the spirit of making deals, I will help you all if you help me. With whatever you need.
This is why you wanted to go to Asmer?
Asmarin is on the way. I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know if it has a name, but just like my whole life, I am now pulled somewhere else. I can feel it out there, and I can feel where it is. But we can go to Asmarin on the way, and I look over to Dev, or we can go to Grassgrave.
Kettle. It's a little early for me to be making deals, but wherever you gotta go, just make sure to take me with you.
That will always take you with us as long as you want to go. Do you want to go to Grassgrave?
What's in Grassgrave?
Maybe nothing you want to see, but possibly your father?
Oh, right, he headed up that way. I don't know if he was... He said he was... looking for a dragon? Kendall, you looking for?
I close my eyes to picture it again. Do you mind describing again what I'm looking at, Camille?
I don't mind at all. Kendall, as you close your eyes, you see first inky blackness. Your nose wrinkles as you catch the scent of acid. It's an earthy scent here, like water, like rancid water. You catch small glimpses of light reflecting off of very shiny pieces of platinum, gold, copper, silver. And barely illuminated in the center is a pedestal. On this pedestal rests a blade. The blade is black and long. The hilt looking like it is carved out of ebony. There are several black gems embedded in the hilt, with engravings around the pommel. Comes to a sharp point at the very end. And you see swirling around it, very faintly, gently, green and black energy. Same green and black energy that you possess. The smoke rolls off of the impossibly sharp blade. And in the background you hear a low growl, a rumble of a snoring creature that is beyond your comprehension at this point of being so large. You get a ping. Southeast of Asmarin. Your vision pulls back from this swamp. You see thick forested jungle. And back again. A road leading outside of Asmarin. And then this vision fades away.
When he thinks of that, do his eyes do the green thing again?
Yes.
Kendall, it's really freaky when that happens. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, Deb asked.
Just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, I'll look away next time.
I look away.
But to answer your question, Dev, I think I'm looking for my sword. Been using a longbow for such a long time. Just, it looks like it's in a swamp. And by what I see, it won't be easy to get.
Well, what did you see?
I saw like shiny coins all over the place and this pedestal and my sword covered in this, and I pull some green black energy covered in whatever this is, and I kind of play with it a little bit, but it goes away. But there's a road from Asmarin that I saw. But something big is there. And it's sleeping.
Well, that's in a swamp, you said, right?
And it smelled not great. I don't know how I know that, but it did.
Okay, so I'm really trying not to metagame, but I'm pretty sure it's a dragon, and would Salix realize it's a dragon as well?
Use your best judgment. I trust you.
Salix is just gonna be like, well, it's a swamp.
We don't have any swamps in the mountain, do we?
No, not that we've discovered, but there's always anomalies like that cave you found once.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there weren't any swamps in there though. We've been all yeah. If anything, it'll be fun, right?
Kiri, Dev, do you know of anything that lives in a swamp that would probably hoard gold or treasure or swords or something?
No.
I haven't been to a swamp in this part of the world yet.
Well, I
Sounds
guess
like
we'll
it'll be
just-
fun. Great trip. I've got my head still in Salix's lap.
Still playing with your hair.
Oh,
I
did you like this, or do you want me to stop?
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I think the sooner we can get your deal done, the better. Yeah?
Yeah, but I can't guarantee how long it's gonna take.
Kiri?
Well,
No. I've got all the time in the world. And for what it's worth, well, I promise I won't make you do anything repulsive for your end of the deal.
I know you won't. So, who's hungry? I'm sure there's still some boar left, Dev.
Devereaux, you smell the distinct scent of bacon wafting up from downstairs.
I think you're right. In fact, I can smell it right now. And I lift up out of Salix's lap and just start walking towards the door.
They're basically floating. Sunday friends, you make your way downstairs what do you see? Tess?
Children everywhere. Climbing on chairs. Some of them are eating. Half of them are eating. Willis is definitely standing. He is doing most of the cooking. I'm trying to manage small children. As soon as I see you, though, she'll look up. Oh, I thought the smell would bring you guys downstairs. We've got plenty. Help yourselves to whatever is left. No, you already had 5 pieces. That's enough. Don't worry about it. Once they're done, they'll go outside and play. Tire themselves out. So there's not like a formal table setting. Breakfast dinner was like moderately controlled chaos. This is not. This is just straight up. There might be egg on the wall. It's kind of hard to tell. It's just a lot of buzzing. But every so often a kid will dart out to play in the yard, in the woods. Till it's like moderate chaos.
I definitely help myself.
Just weaving between all of the the moving children and just grab a plate and start piling food on top of it.
Tess, is there anything I can help with?
Try not to step on the kids. But other than that, just help yourself. Willis here is a fantastic cook, among other things. So just have what you need. We've got plenty. So.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Willis, for making breakfast. Bacon is Kendall's favorite.
Mouthful of bacon, Mercedes.
Just pat Willis on the back because I don't know what kind of response you're gonna. He's real focused. Don't mind him.
Willis does not seem to notice anything going on. He is in the zone. He's clearly happy. He's having a good time. He's just doing his own thing. After a little while, you are all served your food, or able to collect your food. He finally sits down and he doesn't sit down. He leans against one of the counters and is munching and just sitting there and listening.
So, you guys gonna stay a little bit longer, or you all heading out?
I was actually wondering, I'm really unfamiliar with the terrain in the nearby areas because, we live in the mountains.
Sure.
I was wondering, is there anything in the swamps nearby? I know you went adventuring. Is there anything in the swamps just outside of Asmarin that might hoard gold or treasure?
Camille, I have a question.
Yep,
Is this I know, but is this potentially the same? I mean, we lost party members. Could this potentially be? Okay. There's lots of things that it could be. I know dragons are one particularly nasty one.
Does it
Not,
does it stink?
I don't know much about it. I do know that it's pretty dangerous.
Dragons.
But
Do you have any books on dragons at all in your house?
sure, yeah.
Would you mind if I skim through it a little bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Tess will get up and wander away, and when I come back, I'll have a few books, and just set them on the table. Some of them are fictional. Most of them are fictional. But
Okay. I'll just kind of start scanning the books, trying to decipher which ones might be useful to actually read a little bit further and which ones won't. Salix studied a lot of different animals. Dragons were not one of them.
And I'm standing over her shoulder, kind of just watching her and do everything.
But I will see what information I can glean about dragons from the books you brought.
Why don't you make a quick skim check? Go ahead and roll whatever ability check you'd like for this.
That's not good. I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
That was slightly better, but not much.
What ability
see,
score was it? Or what ability check was it?
I was just gonna double check which skills because I was thinking it would probably be some sort of investigation check, probably, which is not my best thing, but seems the most. Well, yes, but I'm reading books. I'm not
That's
actually studying the creature themselves. So that's a 9.
Okay, this is once again not going to be a matter of if you succeed or not. This is going to be a matter of how long it takes. You find out that the predominant type of creature that hoards gold and lives in a swamp is a black dragon. Now, Tess, you would know that the dragon that you encountered on the way to the Hopeless Gardens.
I'm not Leona.
I'm talking about Tess.
Tess didn't go to the Hopeless Gardens.
But
Did
Tess
I?
lost 2 of her friends to...
Oh, yes. That I
Green
do
Dragon.
remember.
Yes.
Yes. And I would imagine location-wise that makes sense
Yes, it does.
too. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Tess, you mentioned a particularly nasty dragon. Did you have something specific in mind?
Well, like I said, I don't know a lot about it personally. My adventuring party started very differently than it ended. And at one point we parted ways. And the 2 that broke apart from myself and a couple of others, well, they encountered the dragon. And, well, 2 young adventurers fighting a dragon is not great odds for anybody, so I don't know a lot of details based on what I heard around towns nearby, based on the evidence that we found, what little evidence there was. Dragon. Green. Would I know the color? Yeah. Green dragon. So,
Salix, if you would like to, after the story, look up green dragons. Is that something that you would like to do? You find that green dragons predominantly live in forests, and their breath weapon is poison. They are considered the most cunning of the chromatic dragons.
Sorry, I'm writing notes to make sure I know exactly what Salix knows.
No worries.
So, well, that's concerning.
Do you know if they have any weaknesses?
Mindy's best guess.
none that I really know of. Like I said, I never actually encountered the dragon. Most of what I know is what I've already shared and what's in those books.
You said yesterday my father was going to go find a dragon, didn't you?
Yeah. Green and black were both on the list, yes.
Oh,
There's a
gosh.
chance that's where he's headed next.
He's gonna get himself killed, isn't he?
Oh, it sounds
Well,
like we
he's-
should probably hurry.
He's a far more experienced explorer than we were, but facing a dragon all alone could be tricky, but it's a long road. He might change his mind, decide to do something else in the meantime, or find some friends to help him.
Well, you know my dad better than me. Does that sound like something he'd do? We should probably go help him. Even if it's just to stop him. Or try.
Or we can go and maybe he can help us. If we can find him.
Of course, if that's okay with you, Dev.
If that's what you want, at least.
Well, I wouldn't be a very good kid if I let my dad wander off and get killed, now would I?
You know, you're not responsible for what he does. You can only control what you do.
Yes, and I can go try and stop him.
As long
Well-
as that's what you want, not what you think you should do.
Well, it's both the same.
Okay, Dev.
Who knows? Maybe we can do both, but it'd be foolish not to try.
Well, you certainly won't be alone.
For that, I'm thankful.
Willis just sits quietly, munching the bacon. No judgment on his face, just listening. Tess, you catch a nod. Or not a nod, you catch a look that you would recognize as gratitude. He's grateful that this is not you anymore.
Well, whatever you end up deciding to do, all of you. As long as you do it together, your odds are much higher. Success and survival. So, I take it you'll be leaving fairly quick today then. He said he's got a 2-week head start on you. Assuming he didn't stop by Grassgrave on the way out. Gotta slow him down a little bit.
I imagine we might be able to travel a little faster than he can too. I'm not sure if he was on horseback or walking.
Horseback.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
then maybe not.
Well, what's the fastest way to Grassgrave or Asmarin?
I'll step. Okay. I'll step away from the table. I'm sure we have maps that
You do.
some of which have just been done by Willis.
Yes.
And I will unroll it and kind of point out the fastest, quickest, safest, finding that balance of speed and safety, because if it's not safe, it's going to slow you.
Willis takes a step.
Quickest way.
Willis takes a step forward and places a hand on your hand. Tess, can you handle them for a few days? The children. I can take them through the fastest route. It would be faster for me to take them and come back than it would be for them to go on their own.
You're right. Guess I don't really get to say no.
You do.
I want to say no, but I guess we'll call this even. I can watch the kids for a little while.
I'll be back before you know I'm gone.
You better be.
He leans in and whispers in your ear. Besides, it's not like I'm running away.
I'm gonna shove him back. Don't be a jerk. We have guests. And then I'll pull him back closer. And then, yeah. So, guess you guys will be packing up. Is there anything I can get you all for the road? I'm more looking at Willis, like, no.
You know he's always pretty much prepared for a
Yeah.
few days of traveling.
You can take some bacon with you. Makes a nice snack.
I follow Becky and I say, "Mercy, please."
We'll load him up with bacon.
We can hunt those, so I would rather you keep the rest of.
Let her give us the bacon.
Well, we'll take the bacon, but I'd rather you keep the rest so that you don't have to worry about meat for at least a while.
Fair enough.
I appreciate that.
There's still several stags in the shed.
You know I can't
They're already processed.
Oh. I knew there was a reason I loved you. One of many reasons, of course.
Of course. Adventurers, are you ready to leave?
So,
Let me pack my bag and grab my horse, and we will go on. And go ahead, Mindy.
While Willis is packing his stuff and everybody's kind of getting their shenanigans together, I would like to pull Dev aside.
Yes.
So, it's a pretty big adventure going on. And there's a lot attached to it. Dragons are no joke. So I have something for you. And I will disappear and I will come back. And it is a fairly nice, like well-crafted. She has clearly made a couple of these. Necklace, essentially made of small stones and owlbear feathers. And she will consider it a gift. And I'll tie it around your neck if you'll allow it. I think it can be pretty useful when you're facing scary things, so just keep that in mind. I hope you guys are successful and you stay safe.
Cherish this.
Say hi to
Thank
your
you.
dad for me.
Okay.
And then say hi to your dad for you. Because he's gonna need it.
Okay.
Give him another kiss on the forehead.
And that is where we will go to our first and our only break.
Real quick, before
What's up?
Before we go, I just wanted to pull Tess aside and say, thank you for everything. I don't think you realize how much you've helped us last night.
Oh,
I think we all needed this.
well, I'm glad you found us then. Adventuring's not always easy. Adventuring with people that are strangers before they're, well, even adventuring with friends is difficult. Adventuring is just difficult sometimes. I'm glad that at least for a night you all got some rest, whatever it was that you needed. And I hope that it helps you where you're going next.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And that is where we will shift to our break. We'll be right back. Friends, get some water, stretch, get up, walk around. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Sunday Friends. We have said goodbye to our lovely friend, Mindy. As Sunday Friends continues on their adventure. What are y'all doing?
Heading out. We've still got our horses, right?
Mm-hmm. You have horses. After about half an hour, surprisingly quickly, Willis makes his way around with a beautiful bay mare.
Beth, did you still want to share a horse?
Yeah. I take up less space on it, so it would be more comfortable for everyone.
Okay.
I will help Dev up onto one of the horses and not myself.
Of course. Just so y'all, I don't know if I fully described Willis, but he is a very ranger type with dark brown leather armor, kind of green straps. The leather, Kendall, you would recognize it as handmade, but not because the quality is poor or anything like that. It just looks like it's made specifically for him. And he seems perfectly at ease in the forest as He silently mounts his horse and begins to trot off into the woods, heading south. What all would you like to accomplish along the way?
As we're writing, I will just kind of lean down to Dev and whisper, thanks for telling me yesterday about Kendall. I guess you kind of figured out what happened, but I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
Of course.
I didn't really have anything else.
I would like to oh, go ahead. I would like to ride beside Kendall for a bit. Kendall, what can you tell me about the Grove? What makes it home?
I can't really say that it's home, to be honest. I've never really felt at home there. The only thing that really made it home was Salix, and she's here.
There was nobody else?
I mean, there's a lot of people there. I guess you could say my family's there. Everyone I grew up with.
But home is just where your sister is?
For me. Although I know someday that won't always be the case. What's your home like?
Oh, it's very different from here. Where I come from, at least, it's always twilight. If you move further north, you eventually get to night. And move further south, you'll eventually hit daytime, but kind of in between. We're basically in a sort of a big forest clearing, I guess. Best way to describe it. River runs right through our settlement. Base of a big sort of a crystal mountain, almost. The queen lives at the top. She comes down every once in a while, not in a sort of demeaning or superior way, like she comes down to visit the peasant people or anything like that, but she comes down and talks to people, sees how we are, visits other people, other settlements too. It's usually pretty cold. Probably about a few hundred people there. Most of them are Fae, not really elves, but it's a real lively place. I guess it's the best way to describe it.
And I guess I'd understand why you want to go back so bad.
Yeah, there really is. There's just nothing quite like it. I'd love to show you one day.
I'd love to see it. But, kind can I ask you something?
Sure.
Have you been everywhere here?
Oh, no. I've been in this part of the world for about 15 years, give or take, but I've moved pretty slowly.
Then how can you be so sure there isn't a place like that here?
You know, that's a very good point.
I want to tell you that there's no place like the Grove, and there's no place or people like those that are waiting for my sister and I, but I can't tell you for sure. I can't tell you that that place, you know, my Grove, our Grove, is so special without making sure that it is. And to be honest with you, even though that's where I was born and that's where I was raised and that's where I made my connections with my sister and some others, I feel like there'll always be more. And there, I always felt like an outsider. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a druid, and everyone there is, and everyone there expects you to be a druid, and everyone expected me to be a druid like Salix, but even better. And I spent 100 years or so living in my younger sibling's shadow.
Well, expecting anybody to be better than Salix is a pretty tall order. But
that's why I can't blame her. But she's gonna leave me one day, and when that day comes, I hope that I find my home.
I hope you find that too.
I don't know if you want to go back to your home, but if you're looking to find a new one, maybe we can find it together.
I'd like that. There are things I need to see first, but I'd like that.
I feel like there's plenty to see.
Isn't that the truth? Never seen a dragon before. Well, big one anyway.
There's a lot of different colored dragons, apparently. That'll be fun, I think.
Definitely be exciting.
I reach into my sack and I start getting my little sack of nuts. And I start eating a couple, and then I toss Kiri the bag.
I will eat a couple of nuts and pass back to Kendall and go back and forth as long as we do.
You want the last nut?
Oh, no, they're yours.
Oh. I don't wait.
Salix, your
Why
passive.
is this conversation?
What is your passive perception, Salix? 17?
I do believe so.
Okay.
Cramped.
Willis, essentially, as you all are talking, he'll ride ahead for about half an hour and then come back right ahead for half an hour and then come back. You notice this time as you've caught up with him, Salix, what's your passive insight?
Da, 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 da. 15.
You'd probably notice that he seems a little concerned.
Are you okay, Willis?
Yes, it's been a few months since I traveled this way, but I'm seeing some webs I do not recognize.
You're seeing some what you don't recognize?
Webs. Spider
Web.
webs.
Ooh.
Oh, spiders.
Well, spiders aren't that bad. I think they're just misunderstood.
Depends on how big they are usually.
Didn't they try to eat you last time?
You know, it depends on how large they are. Most spiders
Okay.
are a bit smaller. They eat smaller bugs like mosquitoes and stuff.
Willis, how big were
anyways,
those webs?
Would you like to come see them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Follow me. At some point, he takes you a little bit off of the trail, not very much, encourages you all to tie your horses to a single tree. The sun is beginning to set, so he pulls out a small torch. We'll want this with us, trust me. He takes about 10 steps into this forest, the heavy forest, and you can see, as he points out, this network of webs. They're like... Salix, you, I'm assuming, investigate this. They are like silk. So smooth, and somehow, as you glide your finger along it, slides along perfectly, but when you try to pull away, it's almost impossible to pull away from. You all do see several spiders.
I was gonna say, I am able to change into a giant wolf spider. Does this look like they're kind of...
You see all kinds of spiders, actually. Wolf spiders, other spiders, big spiders, small spiders. Some, you catch one maybe the size of a bowling ball skittering off.
Great.
Willis kind of glances around. I do not know how much farther we will make before needing to make camp, but we can try.
We probably don't want to stay here for very long, and definitely not where the webs are to make camp.
The webs
spiders-
get more tangled as we get south.
Okay.
I may have to clear them myself.
I can possibly help you with that.
If one of you will come, you should all come.
Well, I'm coming.
Very well.
Yes.
Do you have torches?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will.
I reach into my bag and start pulling out torches.
I will start lighting them with Druidcraft.
Yeah, I pull one out as well.
I do have an inventory in my inventory, so yes.
Willis, make sure that you each have a lit torch. It encourages you to go and burn the webs that you see.
Okay.
As anybody who does this would see, as soon as the flame becomes anywhere near the webs, they go up in a brilliant flash. It chars the trees a bit around, but this is a pretty moist area, so you don't have to worry about. It does not appear that you need to worry about forest fires.
Sorry, spiders. No, you're just looking for food.
Yeah, I make sure not to burn any more spiders than we absolutely have to. Or webs. I'm not burning spiders.
Well, we need to. There's.
See.
Yeah, I was talking. Thank you for muting
Do
me.
you are you being obviously cautious about what you're burning?
I am.
Okay. After a little bit of this, Willis will turn to you. Do you know what an ettercap is?
Do I?
Kiri
I'm gonna say no.
knows.
Fine.
Kiri knows immediately what an ettercap is.
Okay, Alex does not know. So
That's
could
fine.
you hit me with a
I will
quick
tell you.
refresher?
I will tell you. An ettercap is a monstrosity. They are humanoid spiders that tend, feed, and watch over other spiders the way a shepherd oversees a flock of sheep. They often lair in remote forests, like the one that you are currently in. And they are enemies of the Fae. Ettercaps are natural enemies of all Fae creatures. They often set web snares to catch sprites and pixies, which they often hungrily devour, and will encase a dryad's tree in webbing in a vain attempt to trap the dryad. Ettercaps have no desire to live in harmony with nature whatsoever. You notice as you get closer in, this forest has an infestation. The area is choked with webs and infested with, as you see, growing larger and larger, small to even a few giant spiders, who all seem to run and flee at the sight of your burning torches.
If that is the case, when Willis says the word ettercap, I will sort of let out like an involuntary hiss almost.
We have 3 stalking us right now.
Okay.
And if you want to give the impression that you are weak, continue to hold back. He lights an entire
I
web on
reach over
fire.
and immediately. Yeah, I was about to say I reach over and immediately light a web on fire.
You hear slight screeching as you watch a spider scurry off. A giant spider. This time, the closer you get, the thicker these webs get, the brighter the flames are as they go up. At this point, what you would consider a giant spider flees away, runs away, screeching.
Could I very quickly do a divine sense looking for like trapped pixies or sprites or anything nearby?
Would you like to, you would like to use it for Fae?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 60 feet, not behind total cover.
60 feet, not behind total cover. What does it look like as you're searching for these creatures?
Like a pillar of smoke, basically. It looks like it basically like drops out of Kiri, and there are these sort of tendrils that spread out on the ground around them, and they're basically like snaking around, almost like in a weird, incomprehensible algorithm, just searching the 60-foot radius I've got for anything Fae.
I would like you to make a wisdom check for me very quickly.
All right. Straight wisdom, not great. Actually,
I was supposed to say you have
using
plenty of
advantage on that.
advantages.
Oh, that's a hell of a lot better. That's a 16.
Okay. You actually... so this spell, mechanically, is not meant to detect creatures that are no longer of this world. However, because you are incredibly in tune with the Fae, you do catch several blips of Fae. And being a medic and being very in tune with your Sylvan heritage, you would recognize that there are about 5 or 6 pixies in this area that have that are no longer with us.
As they're doing this, I will reach down and lay a hand on Dev's shoulder, and my tattoos light up as the magic transfers from me to them, and I cast Longstrider on them to give them 10 extra feet of movement for the next hour. And I whisper in their ear, "May you be as swift as the wind if needed."
Spider.
I don't know what you just said. All I heard was spider.
Sorry, as swift as a spider.
Willis continues to aggressively burn the web. But then all of a sudden, you watch, Salix especially, you watch him stop, stand up straight. He bends down for a moment, stabs the end of the torch into the ground, and draws 2 long swords. Get ready.
Is he on foot at this point?
Yes, you're all on foot. You left your horses behind.
Okay.
Right, yes. Yeah, I will be ready with my freedom.
I follow his lead and I pull out my longbow.
Okay.
Can I quickly cast Bless on Salix, Kendall, and Dev?
You can.
All right.
You all have a D4 or D4s.
I draw my bow.
How are you standing? Are you all standing like a back-to-back in a circle situation where the camera's like panning around you? All of your panicked faces.
Yes.
Oh, panicked, yes.
Kendall and Salix literally back to back. Hitting too hard.
Oh, shit.
You wait in suspense. Your heart's racing. You can hear your pulse in your ears. One second. I left my dice. It's fine, I have a tech goblin. So, y'all don't get dream catcher.
You can't kill us if you can't roll against us.
It's true.
Who would like to? What would you like? What? Describe to me what your characters are doing while you're waiting.
I'm taking very deep breaths, slow but sure deep breaths, and pulling in energy from around me.
What does it look like?
Just whiffs of small black and green smoke, and it's kind of manifesting as I like when I breathe out. It manifests on my arm and my fingertips. That's pulling the arrow back as I'm ready to shoot whatever I see.
Right behind him, back to back. I am scanning the trees around me for any movement toward us, because I'd imagine anything that isn't really bothered by it or isn't really competition for us is probably moving away. Anything that is coming for us is coming towards us. So I'm looking for anything coming towards us, and just readying my spear.
I'm off to the side. I mean, like, still close. Huddled close, but not, like, necessarily back to back with anyone, but I've got my bow drawn, knocked an arrow, and I'm just kind of eagerly waiting to see what comes crawling out of the cobwebs. And there's my cat.
Okay.
You have all seen Kiri fight before, but they're in like a totally different state right now. Eyes dilated, heavy breathing, white knuckling their hammer. Basically like looking around almost wildly for Ettercat. Ettercat? Ettercats?
Ettercat.
Question mark.
And then, all of a sudden, you watch movement within the trees. And from this tree line, this darkened tree line, you watch as 4 sets of webs shoot out from the trees, from behind the trees. This first one is going to be on Kendall. That's a 21 to hit. The second attack is going to be on Devereaux. That's a natural 20. The third attack is going to be on Kiri. That's going to be an 18 to hit. And the last attack is going to be on Wilson, which is a 6-17 to hit, which is not hit. All
18
right.
barely hits me, but
Kendall, did you get hit? All right. Devereaux, you are going to take... actually, there's no damage to this. Everybody who was hit just now is restrained as this webbing shoots out and wraps itself around you. Incredibly strong. Not as strong. You would notice, Salix would probably notice, not as strong as the webs you've been destroying. You are all restrained, and on your turn, you may use an action to break through with a strength check. And then from out of the tree line runs 4 giant spiders. Please roll for initiative.
I got a 19 total.
9.
Did anybody else roll above a 15? Willis? They got a 13. They got a 12. Anybody roll above a 10? Deborah?
11.
Kiri?
8 minus 1 for 7.
Oh no. Okay. First up, we are going to have Kendall.
Am I still standing, or am I maybe?
You are standing.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna strength check to try to get out of here.
Okay.
Hashtag bless.
Bless. Here we go. 23.
That will do it.
What kind of action did that count as?
Your action.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will cast my Planar Warrior ability. Wait, let me double check that that's a bonus action.
It is.
It is. So, okay, yeah.
Okay, on which one? Or is it on you? Is it on a specific person, or is it on you?
Actually, can we see whatever shot us?
Yeah, there's 4 giant spiders, and all up within about 5 feet of you.
Perfect. The closest one to me.
Okay. Willis is up next. Willis did not get hit, so he will go up to the spiders and make his 2 attacks. Oh no. Oh wait, that probably still beats their armor class. It does. 14. Okay. You watch as he lunges for the first giant spider, slashing once, slashing twice, and then going for a third attack on that first one. Exactly the amount of hit points he needed. Yes! Willis is good at this. And with his third strike, you watch as he takes his short sword and drives it straight through this giant spider's maw. As he slides his sword out, this spider absolutely crumbles to the ground, letting out one final... That was a great noise, just want to let you know. Proud of that one. That is his turn. It is the spider's go. Y'all are down one spider. Actually, I'll start that. Raise this one next time. Kendall. One spider's gonna rush at you and make a bite attack on you. Does an 18 meet your armor class? All right. You are gonna take 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a con save.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages on that.
Okay. Your last one.
Well, that's still just a 14.
That's a success.
Yay!
You're gonna take only 5 points of poison damage. Devereaux.
As a reaction,
Ooh, go ahead.
I want to use absorb elements.
Does that include poison damage?
Oh, you said poison, not acid. Ugh.
Correct. Sorry.
So no, you said
Nice.
5, yeah?
Nice try, though. Yes. Devereaux, a spider comes up and tries to sink its teeth into your leg.
Oh, no.
It's unfortunately an 18 on the die, plus 5. So I'm assuming that hits.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and you watch as this acidic saliva begins to seep into this wound it's created in your leg. I need you to make a con save. The last spider is going to come.
15.
15. That's a success. You're only going to take 5 points of poison damage. And Kiri, does this 12 hit you? A spider comes up. What do you do?
With whatever limited mobility I have, I'll just basically swat it away with my shield, basically like a back.
Oh, it has advantage on you, doesn't it?
Oh, probably, actually, now that I think about it.
Doesn't hit still.
Yay! Alright.
Excellent. That is the spider's go. Nothing else happens. Devereaux. You're up.
I'm gonna try and break free.
All right, strength check.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
would I be able to use a torch for this nonsense?
You could, yes.
All right. Then I'll drop down, grab a torch that's nearby, because I would have had to put it nearby,
Right.
and use it to light that stuff up.
Make a d20 check for me, just for funsies.
Ooh, another 8.
Okay. You can break free of this grapple. You are gonna take 1 point of fire damage, and that's your whole turn.
Better than having to roll strength.
Fair.
Bonus action. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second wind because I've already taken a bunch of damage. So like,
Okay.
shake off the webs and collect myself because I'm not covered in webs anymore. So I feel a little bit better about it, and I'm just gonna recover a little bit of health.
Beautiful.
So
Salix, you are up.
8.
Kira, you're on deck.
So I have a question.
Yes.
We are all very close to each other.
Yes.
Can I use my spear to try to get Kiri out of their web?
Make an attack roll.
I will do that, and I'm going to use this die because it just rolled really, really well for me, and that's not that bad. Oh, yep, plus, hey. But we also have attack roll, where are you?
Is it above a 10?
17. did
Yes, that does hit.
Yeah,
How much
17.
damage do you do to the web?
it.
Is it more than 5?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because it's a D8 plus 4.
Okay, then yes.
So even
What
if
is
I
it?
rolled a 1.
What does it look like as you free Kiri from their webs?
Essentially, I see everybody, well, Kiri, Dev, and Kendall get webbed. Kind of as I'm scanning, they break free, and I just kind of take my spear over, almost like I'm attacking Kiri, but I just slash up the back of the web and then use the other end to push it aside.
Okay, you do so. Bonus action?
Ooh. Can I use Flurry of Blows on one of the spiders?
I'll let it happen.
I did.
You
do
did technically an attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna attack the spider. So I'm gonna use a key point. I only have 2. That's fine. Not bad. Hey. 11, 14 plus 6 is 30, 20.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
My brain's still a little sluggish from yesterday.
That's understandable.
Hey, Oh, that's... Nope, wrong one. 7 bludgeoning damage for the first unarmed strike.
Okay.
And then next strike, if it's still up. Okay. Hey, that was the same exact roll. Hey, 6 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
for the second one.
Just so you know, you can roll both attacks at one time. Although I know you were just gonna see if it killed it. So yeah. It is still up. It appears to be bloodied.
That is my turn.
Kiri. You see three
Oh,
remaining giant spiders. One of them is bloodied by Salix.
Well, I was just about to face step, so you could probably see Kiri's form like just begin to like discorporate. You see like little wings basically like start to flutter out of their skin, but as soon as they realize that the webs have been cut, they're like sticks right back to their face. Kind of nod at Salix, and I will take my warhammer and smash the one that Salix just hit.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's a 19 plus, so that'll hit.
That does hit. Give me that damage.
That's okay. That's okay. 9 damage. Bludgeon.
Okay. They're still up.
All right. And I'm not gonna try command on these things. So yeah, that's my turn.
Command's an action, isn't it?
Bonus action, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Whoa. Okay. Cool.
I'm pretty sure they need to understand me, so I'm not gonna try it with spiders.
You
So
know,
that's not-
it's got 2 dashes by the languages, so I don't know if they would understand her. Okay. And that is your turn. We are back to Kendall.
Okay, so is the spider that I cast Planar Warrior on still up?
Yes.
Right next to me?
Yes.
So I'm gonna drop my bow and I'm gonna reach back and I'm gonna grab well, my right hand still has its mist on it. I'm gonna grab both of them. I'm gonna slash down on top of it.
Okay.
So for the first attack, it is 10. Oh no, that's 10, 12, 17.
That hits.
The second attack. Ooh, that's only a 9. That's actually just a 9. Okay. So the first one is 1d6. Let's put onto what in front of it, I'll get it.
It's not the damage. That's to hit.
Yeah.
You still. Okay. Go ahead.
1d6, Planar Warrior. So 5, 7, 10 damage.
10 points of damage on your first attack.
Yeah, slashing.
Yep. You bring down and absolutely lacerate one of its legs. And it lets out a horrifying screech as you watch ichor kind of spurt from this wound. Bonus action?
No. I don't
Okay.
have one to use.
You can use an offhand attack if you'd like.
Sure. No, wait. I already rolled for it and I missed.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you roll? How do you know?
Well, because
That was his second attack that he rolled.
I rolled both the attacks twice, and I got like 6 on the second one.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I thought you. Okay, you didn't say it hit, so I figured that it didn't.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. All right.
Okay.
That's going to bring us back to Willis. Willis is going to go to the final one who has not been damaged. You watch as he kind of basically, with a display of acrobatics, flips over Devereaux, bringing both of his swords down onto this unharmed... That still hits. Onto this creature. Both of his short swords land. The same move that he displayed earlier. He pulls one out and then he yanks it back in again for a third attack. Natural fucking 20, bitches! I get excited when I roll natural 20 instead. It's fine. And he watches, with one sword still in its mandible, this spider's biting down on the sword as if it's going to somehow do damage. Willis takes the sword and just sweeps up and absolutely slices this spider's head off. He shakes off the spider's head and turns towards, gives you a nod, Dev, and turns towards one of the last spiders that you are fighting. So there's 2 left. How much damage did you do on that one, Kendall? You did 6 points? Okay. I forgot to write it down. All right, it is the spider's turn. The one with 4 hit points is going to turn and retreat. That is the one that Kiri and Salix are both on. So if you two would like, you may get an attack of opportunity. Go ahead and roll for it.
Sure.
$13 to hit for me.
Kiri?
18 for me.
Salix, unfortunately, the 13 does not hit, but the 18 does. How'd you like to do this?
They have an exoskeleton?
Yes.
All right. Basically, gotta take the hammer back for a big swing down and go for the crunch.
You do so. In fact, you get bug guts splattered all over you. It's beautiful and disgusting.
That's what I get for having a hammer.
And the one on you, Kendall, is going to attack. Does 22 hit. All right, Kendall, you are going to take 7 points of damage and another con save, please. I cannot hear you.
It is a 13.
That is good. You are not poisoned. You only take 5 points of poison damage. All right. You have 1 giant spider left remaining. And as soon as that second one has tried to flee, you watch as 3 massive humanoid figures enter the space around you. These creatures are... Kira, do you think you've seen an Ettercat before or not? Or just heard of them? It's up to you.
Maybe just heard of them.
Okay. They are massive, hulking, bipedal creatures with impossibly long, sharp, black talons. Their skin is somewhere between an exoskeleton and flesh, colored dark purple, veins pulsing all over their body. Their abdomens are swollen and huge. Their face has pincers coming down with beady black eyes. I will paste a picture in the Discord. You see 3 of these Eder caps slip into this area around you. They look hungry and vicious. The first one is going to come up to you, Salix, and make 2 attacks. One with its bite and one with its web. Garrote? How do I say this word?
Got some spider mafiosos here.
Grot, I guess. Okay, sure. So it's going to lash out first with its bite, Salix, with a natural 2 plus 4 does not hit. And then it's web Garrote. Where did that go? I'm not rolling very well. That's a 9 to hit.
I use the spear to deflect both of them.
Beautiful. Okay. The second one is going to come after you, Devereaux, with 1 bite attack. That's a natural 20.
I would like to use my halfling, my second chances feat and make it re-roll that.
Okay. That's a natural 4. What does this look like?
As it comes shambling out of the woods and tries to bend over to crunch me with its fangs.
Oh yeah.
I kind of take the longbow and push against the face as like the mandibles are like scrabbling at me, and I just kind of like duck down just at the last moment as it would bite exactly where I was just a moment before.
You feel its talons begin to try and slice at you. Last but not least, it's going to come after Willis. That was not an accident. That was not an on-purpose roll. Another natural 20. You watch as, for the first time, Willis takes damage as this creature bites down on Willis's shoulder and begins to try and rip it out of its hinge. He's going to take 6. He needs to make a con save. That's a success. 12 plus 4. Plus 8. 12 plus 8 is 20. That's only 20 points of damage. He's fine. Okay. It looks incredibly painful. It looks like it would probably bring some of y'all to half your hit points, but Willis takes it without even wincing. He's so cool. Devereaux, you are up. You have an Ettercap on you.
Boo! Alright. Can't really shoot my bow in melee, so I'm gonna drop that. Well, yeah.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop that and draw my short sword instead.
Okay.
And try and stab it in the flexoskeleton.
Flexoskeleton, let's have it.
Ooh, a 19.
That will hit.
Hooray. Let's see, that's a D6.
What's your damage?
D6 on a short sword plus 3. Whee! 5 damage.
A whopping 5 damage. What does this look like?
I just lop off a little bit of belly fat.
Yeah, it's really gross.
That's about it. Ugh. God.
Salix, you're up. Kira, you're on deck.
Okay. I hearing the grunts of my brother behind me, getting almost eaten. I will glance over my shoulder and say, "Kendall, stop bleeding. You're making me worried." And cast healing word on him.
Okay.
Hey, max healing. That'll be 9 hit points to you. And then I will, there was one in front of me, correct?
Correct. There's one on you, there's one on Willis, and there's one on Devereaux.
Okay, I will attack it with my spear.
Okay.
Hey, that's not great. That would be 16 to hit.
That does land.
Oof. Okay. And then that would be 6 points of slashing damage
Okay.
or piercing damage. So I stick my spear in, probably around its shoulder.
You watch as you pull the spear out, black ichor just drips down its side. Kiri.
And
Oh, so sorry.
that's it.
Kiri?
Can I attempt to bamboozle my way between Dev and the Ettercap in front of them?
You could certainly try.
All right. Roll to bamboozle.
Yeah. Well, describe to me what it would look like. Maybe you won't have to roll for it.
Basically running shield first, kind of trying to like push it back any quantity of distance so I can like slip in between Dev and the Ettercat.
Okay. Well, Dev is a small creature, so you could technically be in Dev's space. So you want to go stand
Okay.
over Dev?
Sure, yeah.
Beautiful. You run up. You actually leap over Dev, shield first. Push up against this Ettercap. Not enough to like do damage or do a shove attack or anything, but enough to cause impact. What would you like to do as your action?
Take a swing.
Let's do it.
Oh, not good. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
All
That
right.
was a 2. Oh, that's 15?
That does hit.
All right, thank God. And I'm gonna put a smite on this one for
Let's
an
do
extra
it.
2d8 necrotic.
Ooh, yes, honey.
Oh, that's good. That's good. 15 total damage.
Whoa, okay. Okay. It appears to be bloodied.
All right, and that's my turn.
Okay, it lets out a terrifying scream and lunges at you. Kendall, you're up.
Camille, I'm sorry, but our internet keeps cutting out just a little bit. And if you wouldn't mind, can you just like describe for me kind of where everybody is real quick?
Sure. So you're all still roughly in about a 10-foot radius. Currently, your enemies are, you have one spider left that is on you. You have an Ettercap that is on Salix. You have an Ettercap that is on Willis, and an Ettercap that is with Devro and Kiri.
Okay, so I will just use my short bow again. Planar Warrior is still up, so I will
Who are you attacking?
attack.
The Ettercap on Salix
with-
or the spider on you?
No, the spider on me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
You did both?
with my short swords that I have in my hand.
Okay.
So for the first one, 12, 16, 21.
That lands.
So that does a damage amount of what I'm gonna roll, which is 11.
11 points of
Force
damage.
damage.
Nice. Okay. It looks like it's on its...
Actually, 11 plus 3, so that's 14 actually.
Okay. It looks like it's on its last leg. Haha. That was lame.
So
was
then,
great.
so then I'm gonna slash over with my not so fancy sword
Okay.
for 16, 17, 18, 23.
That will also land.
And that's only gonna do an amount of. Oh no, this is just this much. Oh,
That's cocked.
that's cocked. Hold up.
That fell right off. There you go.
5.
Oh. You know what? Fuck it. How do you want to do this? It had 6,
So-
but it's fine.
So I go and slash the other leg off, and as it falls down to the ground, I stab the other one, or stab my other short sword into its head.
Yeah, it's super gross.
You didn't give it a leg to stand on.
Okay, all right. I take it back. It's got 1 hit point.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Don't punish him for my bad puns.
It is Willis's turn. Actually, is there anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
Could I stab my short swords into the ground and then pick up my bow?
Yeah. If you want to drop your short swords and pick up your bow, you can do that.
Okay, drop them right next to me.
Okay. Alrighty. Now. Okay. You watch as Willis still has this ettercap lashed into his shoulder. Is going to take his attacks on it. His blades are already dripping with the spider's. It's not blood, right? It's fluids. Ew, gross. Willis. Ettercap is it's a plus 10. Ettercap is hey, that hits! Both of them hit! Willis pulls himself free of this bite hold and slashes this belly twice. Oh gosh. 12 points of damage. Haha, I can math. He looks pretty preoccupied with this thing. All of the spiders are now deceased. It's the Ettercap's turns. The Ettercap on Salix is going to make 2 bite attacks on you. That's going to be a 14 and a 17. No, 17 doesn't hit? Dang, girl.
AC 19.
What does this look like?
Shit.
What does this look like?
Once again, she dodges the first one, and then the second one, I guess you said it was a bite attack.
Mm-hmm.
So she turns the spear sideways at the last moment, and it actually tries to bite the spear and on the blunt end, and then she rips it out of its mouth.
Okay. Perfect. Kiri, this Ettercap is going to actually pull back from you and take a step back. Would you like an attack of opportunity?
I sure would.
Make it.
Oh, that's good. That's 18 plus, so that's definitely gonna hit.
That hits.
10 damage.
Okay. Ooh, you are a lucky son of a bitch. Okay. So, does a 9 hit you? I assume not. You watch as it goes to spit out what could be web or venom at you, and you just in time raise up your shield, and it splatters against the... Is your shield metal or wood?
Metal.
Metal. The metal of your shield. And that's all 3 of them? Yes, it is. Nope, that's the one. One more on Willis. Ooh, that's not good. It's fine. Willis is going to take another 6 points of damage. That's 26 points of damage. As the Ettercap goes and bites him in the shoulder again. We have Devereaux up next. You are out of melee with your Ettercap.
Cool. I would love, in that case, to offer some assistance to Willis, who's getting, like...
He isn't even missing a 4th of his hit points. He's fine.
Well... Okay, fine.
I'm sorry, I'm just letting you know.
I pick up my bow in exchange for my sword, and I will shoot that Ettercap.
Yeah, you
in the
will.
face.
Yeah, you
in
will.
the face.
Yeah, you will.
I hope.
Roll.
like to use my advantage.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. That's gonna be a 22.
That lands. How much damage?
Ooh, max 11.
How do you want to do this?
Just arrow straight to the face. It reels back from spitting, and its mouth is open, and the arrow just goes straight in the hole and out the backside of its head, and it just kind of flops over.
Yes, it does. Bonus action?
I'm good.
Movement?
I'm good.
Okay. Salix.
I'm going to continue my assault on this creature.
Let's have it.
All right. Switching dice because I don't like that one anymore. Shut up, Kendall. 16 to hit.
That lands.
Yes.
You want to roll both of you? Are you going to roll more than one attack or just that one?
I only have one more key point, but yeah, I'm gonna do a flurry of blows. You want me to go ahead and roll that?
Yeah,
too?
roll all your attacks at once.
Okay. 15 plus 5 is a dirty 20. And then third one is 13 to hit.
That's exactly what you needed.
Yes, all 3 land. Okay, so first is with the spear. I'm gonna stab it for 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
With the spear still in it, I'm going to use that as leverage to pull myself up and try to kick it in the face.
Okay.
Which will give me 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then on my way over the spear, I'm going to swing my other leg around and kick it again for... Hey, that's a 4. So another 8 damage. And then I pull the spear out as I land.
Okay. This creature still looks intact and it's looking very rough, but it's still going. Kiri. The one on you is still up as well.
No, the one on
Oh,
me
no.
still-
I'm sorry. The one on Devereaux is not still up. There's one on Willis and one on Salix.
Okay, could I have no frame of reference for how tall these things are, but could
They are
I...
I'm just going to tell you they're medium creatures.
Okay. Maybe this is a realistic thing to suggest.
Let's try.
Can I run up basically behind this one and like pull its leg out from under it and basically try to shove it prone?
Are you on the one on Willis or the one on Salix?
The one on Salix.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you make a unarmed attack?
Unarmed attack, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15 total.
Okay, that will land. So go ahead and knock it.
Alright.
Well, let me give it a save really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
All right.
Salix, he watches a look of strange monstrosity surprise comes over its face as it impacts the dirt, and you watch Kiri right behind it lifting its leg up and giving it a pull.
And while it's on the ground, I would actually like to step back by 5 feet.
Sure. Which brings us to Kendall. I'm so sorry. Actually, Kiri, do you have any bonus actions?
No.
Okay, Kendall.
Is Salix blocking my view of this Ettercap? Okay, what part of the Ettercap can I see from where I'm at?
You see, you're about 10 feet from this prone Ettercap. The Ettercap is on its stomach, reaching out for Salix. Kiri is staying right behind it. Salix right in front of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a deep breath and pull in the energy from around me, and I'm gonna just whisper to myself, "Focus," as I pull the arrow back. And I'm gonna use an auto crit
Yeah, you are.
Hey.
to aim for its head. So,
Roll that damage.
D8, another D8, that's 3. Oh, that's Okay, hold on. Yes.
You can either double the dice or roll extra dice.
Here we go.
Our dice.
Here we go. 9, 13, 15 force damage.
With anything else?
Oh, 15, 18 force damage.
What does this look like?
So as I whisper focus to myself, my words push out, or the air that my words push out wrap around the arrow as I let it go, with a trail of the green-black smoke going straight to the head of this ettercap.
What does this ettercap look like when you're done with it?
It's a headless ettercap.
Yes, it is. With that, it is pretty easy. You watch for Willis to take care of this remaining ettercap. And with that, you are all out of combat, heavily breathing, surrounded by exoskeletons of 4 giant spiders and 3 ettercaps.
After, everything starts calming down, I walk over to my brother and I take off my crown and I say, "That's much better. Good shot, honey." And as I do that, I will go ahead and cast Healing Word again.
And I I fall back onto my butt.
Hey.
And I just with like my shoulders back, and I just breathe heavily, just with the biggest smile on my face.
You get 5 more hit points.
Yay! Woo! Thanks, Petals.
You're welcome.
Willis begins cleaning his sword and checking over the bodies, making sure that they are actually dead.
I'd like to go check on Dev. Hey, how you doing?
Hey. These are some nightmarish things, aren't they?
Yeah, you could say that again.
Just kind of like poking at it with the tip of my sword. What is this? Ettercap. Do you know about these?
They hunt Fae.
Oh.
I've never seen one before, but we hear stories,
They hunt Fae, though? This isn't a place where there's a lot of Fae, is there, Willis?
We have plenty of pixies and sprites and brownies in these woods. That is their favorite source of food. If they can kill an elf, then they'll eat for weeks.
I'm sure they saw a feast for us.
And as I heard the word Fae, I'll cast Primeval Awareness, just to see if I can sense any. Well, it would be aberrations, celestials, dragons, elemental, Fae, fiends, or undead within a mile.
Okay, list those off slowly and I will tell you if you sense them.
Okay. Aberrations.
Yes.
Celestials.
Yes.
Dragons.
Yes.
Elementals.
No.
Fae.
Yes.
Fiends.
No.
Undead.
Yes.
Jeez.
I don't like that list.
It's a goddamn buffet out here.
Buffet.
Oof.
That Ren.
That
was you.
is going to be it for tonight, friends. Wow.